Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 PC review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Pac-Man Championship Edition DX Plus, which if you've never played it before, it's the good old Pac-Man that you know and love, but on acid. It's like and speed and ecstasy. It is completely, I mean, everyone always made the drug references because he's like eating pills in a dark room essentially, but man, if you've never played this, then seriously, you don't know the half of it. This is the third iteration. It's the best iteration and the worst. It's the one that you're going to want to buy if you want to only buy one version, because this gets you everything from the first two and a load of new stuff, but it does come with some problems that I'm hoping will be patched. First up, it seems to have temperamental online DRM. When I was playing the game, I got disconnected from the internet and the game totally crashed out on me, took me back to the main menu, and when I went back into it, I only had one option to play. But then, when I've tested myself by disconnecting myself from Wi-Fi and everything and booting the game up, it worked. So I really don't get it. Maybe it was just something to do with the fact that when it disconnected, it froze up, glitched up or something. It's also got a few other problems, like a bit of a frame lag at times, every now and then. I've noticed when I've been playing for maybe an hour and a half, it just starts to skip, almost as if it's playing in slow motion, where like every other pill just like freezes the screen for a split second, totally ruining the game because you need precision. And the biggest problem to do with the achievements and the medals, which I'll get onto in just a little bit, but I've sat on the screen for too long already. At the start, you do simply have play game leaderboards, the achievements, which are explanatory because they're just the achievements, help and options, which you can do a few things. You can view how to play, you can view the controls, you can change a few things with the settings and that. And that's about it, really. When you go into there from there, you're greeted with a menu, and this is what I mean by it basically has everything that the first one had, because the first one had Championship 1 and a couple other things, and the second one had Championship 1, Championship 2, and those same other things, and then a few new ones. This one now has Championship 3 and some of the new ones and all of the old ones, and it's the full complete thing. It's honestly, it's the best one to go for in terms of content. It's just got some problems, as I say, which I'm hoping will get fixed. At the end of the day, a patch could fix all the things that have got wrong with this game, except one, and that ties back into the achievements and the medals, which again, I will go into in a very little while. You've got different modes of play. You can play for 5 minutes on a score attack, 10 minutes on a score attack. You can go into a ghost combo, which is eating as many ghosts as possible without your chain breaking. My best I've managed on one mode was 101. I didn't play any others after that because I didn't really need to, because I'd got medals and things. You've then got time trials, which basically you get a load of time trials and your time adds up over the 10 of them or so. It might just be 9 of them and then you get the 10th one for some reason. And whatever your smallest time is, that's the one that goes onto your ranking, and that's why you might notice I've got things like blue arrows there, which are basically marking me down, and why I've got different letters. Because blue arrows mean that since I've played, someone's beaten my score. Red arrow means that I've just beaten someone else's score and I've moved up on the leaderboards. And the rank overall, the S, is basically saying that I've done exceptionally well on this one because I've played this one enough, I've got enough points and I've got a lower time and I've got enough ghosts, and the goal is to max out all of the different things. There's a hefty amount of playtime here. I should know I've had about 7 different versions of this game, even though they've only released 3. I've bought it on so many consoles, it's unbelievable, because I absolutely adore it. When you actually start into the game, you've got beginner, normal and expert, and basically it gives you less lives, less bombs, and it makes it faster right from the get-go, putting it on expert. You've got multiple visuals, which you might be able to see the ghosts and Pac-Man slightly. I've never understood why they did this, because you can barely see them, so it makes it hard to actually see what's going on. But visual E is that one, and I should also mention as well, you can change the background colours, which is quite a nice touch. Visual B is that one, Visual C is that one, which is my personal favourite when played on the bluey-purple stage. You've got Type D, Type E, Type F, which is very similar to Type D, Type E even, Type G, Type H, Dig Dug, which is so awesome, it's unbelievable, but also so confusing and so complicated to play, it just really puts us off. Rally X, which is even worse than Dig Dug for that reason, and it's why I tend to just play this as Pac-Man, but I will be showing those two because they're quite cool. And then you've got Classic, which I haven't yet unlocked. And again, that's going to tie me back to the achievements and the medals. For now though, I'm going to start a game on Expert Dig Dug, just to at least show you the gist of it. Because it's not just your average Pac-Man, it's not a case of you collect all the dots in the maze and that's it, you beat the maze, you go on. Oh no. Instead, you collect the dots and then a fruit or an object or something appears, you collect it and the maze changes and you start all over again. And the game never ends that way. There's no kill screen as far as I'm aware, because the whole point is it runs out after 5 minutes or 10 minutes. It's just designed like that. It's not something that you can beat the maze. I've never heard anyone of being able to do this. I severely doubt it is possible. I've certainly not managed it myself, and I've put in hefty amounts of hours on the game because I find it so addictive and so fun. Partially because it is visually gorgeous, and it is so cool just seeing the visuals change all the time. You've already seen slight differences here where it's just Dig Dug, but still colours are changing all the time. And when you get a power pill, it changes again, and the enemies change into different types and things. And it's quite cool. I'm now going to go on to Rally X just to show that one, while I finally get around to the achievements and the medals. The achievements on the game are some of the easiest you will ever come across. Honestly, with just an hour's play, you'll have all 12 achievements if you're even half competent at the game. If you're even semi-competent, you know, it's just something that it is so ridiculously easy to get the 12 achievements. And a lot of Pac-Man fans complained and said, well, it would have been nice if there was some for a challenge. Even if there was some sort of medal system that would give you a hefty challenge that would make it so that way the achievement whores, or trophy whores, whatever you want to call them, and I'm not having to go at anyone who collects or anything, it's just I know that is like one of the terminologies bandied around online. Even if it meant that they could still get all that, but then the people who want to play the game for longer and don't just want to get all the achievements could then have a challenge. They added a medal system. There are 12 medals. They can be gained in around about an hour's play, on top of the hour that it takes to get the achievements. The hardest one is get 1.8 million on a 5-minute game, which all you really need to do is put it on the dungeon stage, because you get so many ghosts on that, which gives you so many points. It's unbelievable. I mean, I'm ranked 22nd in the world. I went down, I was 21st. And again, that was just after maybe 3 goes just trying to get the medal. If I wanted to, I could probably hit number 1 in the world, unless I then find out the number 1's somehow like 6 million or something. And it's just, it really is annoying that the medal system doesn't actually make it harder at all. And at least you do get a cool reward for the medal system. You get the classic skin. Now, you may be noticing, I mentioned this, and I'm not bragging at all or anything like that. I'm not trying to say that I'm awesome at the game, because I don't think I am awesome at the game. I just know I'm competent at the game because I've been able to beat everything it threw at me. And you may be thinking, well, why doesn't he have the skin? At the end of the day, if he's so good, if he's been able to get these medals, why doesn't he have the skin? Is it broken? Well, yes and no. The reason that the skin isn't unlocked on my system is because 3 of the medals share your achievement on Facebook. Share 5 achievements on Facebook. Share all 12 achievements and all 12 medals, although it's most likely going to be 11 medals because you're then going to get a medal for doing that, on Facebook. 3 of the medals are brag to your friends, show them how much of a little life you've got, that you're awesome enough to play this game, giving us free advertisement, which would be fine if it wasn't for the fact that, quite frankly, if I was a partial gamer or anything and I didn't play this and I was on someone's Facebook friends and they all of a sudden spammed my account with blah 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 likes this, and by the way he shared 23 items with you, then I'd think, holy crap, you are incredibly sad, you have clearly put far too much time in this game. I don't honestly want to buy the game, because at the end of the day you'll just get so competitive that you'll make my life a living hell, and I'd rather remain friends. That would be my honest thoughts of it. Which is why I cannot stand Facebook or anything like that, because that's what it tends to mainly be. It tends to be a pissing contest of bragging about how many things you can do and how many great things you've done, and trying to make everyone else feel inferior at the same time, as well as it also being a site where a lot of people can gain information quite easily and illegally, which scares the living hell out of me, which is again why I would never ever have an account. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, well, I really want that classic skin, and that's the only way to get it, so fine. I'll create a fake account, because it's surely got to be easy to do that. Turns out, it knows that John Smith and Eric Cartman are fake names. However, John Cartman is just fine. So, let's cut to now this part of the vid, why I'm still not showing the classic skin off. And believe me you, if this now works, I will be jumping for joy and re-recording this for a third time. So, let's go down to my achievements. Let's share on Facebook. An error has occurred, please try later. It's been like this now for quite some time. So not only is it a broken system because of the fact that you need a Facebook account in the first place to get a skin that should rightfully be mine, because I've actually done the challenging thing, it's a broken system because it's broken as well, and it really does annoy me. Why couldn't they have just made a medal like get 6 million on a 10-minute game? At the end of the day, what's harder, getting a high score and being really good at the game, or sharing to your friends or to an empty account even, in the case of myself, that you've got all these achievements? Why do there need to be one medal, let alone 3 medals out of the 12, a quarter of the medals, bragging? I mean, it really does boil my piss. It's the type of thing that I hope one day I do get to see the classic skin. I would have loved to have put the classic skin on for you now at short, because I'm sure it looks awesome. I mean, it says classic. I'm imagining it really is the original classic skin, you know, from the original arcade game. I'll cry if it's the Atari 2600 skin. I really will, because it won't have been worth the effort. But, because, I mean, not only was that an awful version of Pac-Man, it looked horrendous. At least, in my own opinion. You never know, there might actually be some angry fanboy out there who loves that version and thinks that E.T. is the best game ever made. Which, if so, then I really do have to question what kind of games you've been playing. Not that I'd ever say your opinion's wrong or anything, because, quite frankly, we all like different things, but personally, can't stand things like that. So anyway, it's why I am so annoyed at this game, because the original was practically perfect. The second version, as far as I'm concerned, was perfect. This version was shaping up to be even better than the other two versions combined, by adding yet more amazing content and the new skins and the new modes and the new designs, and I was just really looking forward to it. And then when I found out there was a load of DLC for it, I was thinking, oh well, that's a little annoying. Oh, but it turns out you get it free if you pre-order on Steam. Yay me, I pre-ordered on Steam, I'm going to get it free. Hang on a second, I can't actually get all of the content that I've paid for because the Facebook thing won't work, and it's bad enough that I've had to create an account, and And once I started to find one flaw, I of course found other flaws. So I've mentioned the temperamental online thing that happened, I've mentioned the slow motion that every now and then happens, and I don't mean this, because this is supposed to happen. This is like a warning system. You're about to die, you're about to be an idiot, don't run into them. I mean, it'll be like you'll collect every other dot, or you'll eat every other ghost, and it'll just go j, and it's enough to throw your timing off so badly that it completely ruins your game, which, if you are, say, 10 seconds away from setting a new high score and thinking, holy crap, I mean, I'm looking over there, I just checked the #1 score in the world, I'm about to beat the #1 score in the world, what the hell, my game's froze up, no, you'd scream, you really would. It happened to me when I was going for the 1.5 million medal. I've since been able to thrash that by getting the 1.8 million medal, but it still really did annoy me, and it will annoy others as well. I'm hoping things like this can be fixed in a patch, and quite frankly, I'm hoping they just release the damn classic skin for anyone who's got the 9 medals who either doesn't have a Facebook account, doesn't want a Facebook account, or for the people who do have it but can't get it to work. At the end of the day, some people, well, I say some people, a lot of people use Facebook. That's fine. I'm not going to slag those people off. I'm just slagging off the whole design and what it tends to be used for by a lot of people. Not everyone, not at all. There are some nice stories that come out of the news from social networking sites. There are some awesome things that, and the type of thing that makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside, like a nice game of Pac-Man should, instead of infuriated and annoyed. But unfortunately, they do seem to be in the minority, and I don't know, maybe it's just that bad news sells better, but I personally never thought I'd touch it. I'm annoyed I've had to create an account just to get a skin that I then can't get, and the whole thing just frustrates the hell out of me. So, time to just end with a little bit of the music, which I really do think is awesome, and that's my only other real problem with it. The fact that the gripes I had with the other version still aren't really fixed. Because it's nothing wrong with it, it's just my own laziness. I mean, when I constantly choose Expert, Visual C, with that graphic style, with the Pac Rainbow music, with character type 3, I would like it to save. But instead it doesn't save, so if I've been an idiot and I've went straight into a ghost right on and I exit, then instead, as you can see, I have to set back up the way I want with the BGM or something, and it turns out, thankfully, I can just set C now, because C is 3 and Pac Rainbow, so at least that saved me some time. But also every now and then it resets it to beginner, and then you end up starting it too fast out your own impatience. So again, it's my own laziness, and I know that, so that's not a particular problem, it's just a little gripe I have. That's still there, it's a bit of a shame, and this track itself is just such a disappointment, with the fact that it is amazing and it builds and it builds, and just when you think it's going to kick into another gear and bring it home, it stops because you find out the game's done. I still think this is an incomplete tune. It would be like listening to a Beatles song like Sgt. Pepper, and you know, if anyone's heard it, it's about 2 minutes 28 or something, but Sgt. Pepper all of a sudden stopping 15 seconds from the end, and anyone who's listened to the Sgt. Pepper album would know that they're pretty important 15 seconds. So it's just that sort of thing. It does feel like there's something missing from this music track, but I'll let yourselves decide, because I'm going to leave you with that part of the music. To be fair, I will be leaving you with some music, but I've got a very sinking feeling, and it's probably because I've reviewed this firstly 2 or 3 times tonight, let alone the fact that I've reviewed the other versions on other platforms. I don't know if I've got around to mentioning that while you know the basics and you've seen it and you've seen the mazes change and that, I don't think I've mentioned that you do have bombs, which some purists have been annoyed at because they think it makes the game easier. And to be fair, it kind of does, but at the same time, I think it kind of needs them to make it its own game, because it's Pac-Man, but it's not. So anyway, this is the music, and despite me being tone deaf, I'm going to try my very best to explain the type of music that I think it builds to. Basically, if anyone's ever heard like the original bonus stage type thing, like every 4 or 5 rounds of the arcade stage, you got a certain piece of music, it sounds like there should be a techno remix of that at the end of this. So maybe listen to that now and then come back to the vid, just to get a kind of thing in your mind, because I don't want to be sitting there humming the tune and making it sound awful, because I wouldn't do it justice. See what I mean? If you've listened to it, then you know which tune I mean, and it sounds like it should, and that's why I was trying not to make any other sound effects on the screen. I definitely didn't want to sit there and eat a load of ghosts, because that would have drowned it out. But it sounds like it should do that, you know, do type tune, but like some sort of techno remix at the end, and then it should end. And I've always thought that, and I always will, and it's a bit of a shame. Either way though, the game is fantastic. It is definitely the version you want to buy. Obviously I've got the PC version, the console version might have these bugs. Obviously these bugs might get fixed with a patch, and I hope they do, because then this would make it another perfect version, and it would actually make the second version look like crap through no fault of its own, just simply because this is more of an amazing game with yet more amazing content. So hopefully it does get fixed, and hopefully one day I can get that skin. I really do hope so, because I kind of feel like I've earned it. I mean, I've got every achievement and every medal except the social networking ones. So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid, or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel, because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.